Hi, I'm here with Helen from the Really Youthful Theatre Company. Firstly, congratulations on your award.
Thank you very much. We are delighted.
It's really well deserved. Well, can you firstly tell me a little bit about yourself and your business?
So I joined I created the RYTC 28 years ago. Once upon a time, it was the youth theatre wing of a touring educational company, happened to be in London. The young people that we were doing workshops with wanted to have more of a go themselves. So I was asked if I would set up the youth theatre, and it's blossomed into a company in its own right, and it's now based in the Midlands and works regionally and nationally.
Amazing. And you really cover a diverse range of creative arts disciplines. Could you tell me a little bit more about that?
Absolutely. So we, as the name guides, the Really Youthful Theatre Company, we started out specifically as theatre, but the people who came along to get involved naturally became interested in film. They love going to the cinema, singing. We all love music, so we've morphed into doing theatre and film and music. We incorporate across the art forms in most of the projects that we do now.
Amazing. And would you say you have a particular philosophy or ethos that has made you so successful in the sector?
We like thinking outside the box. And our drive is to make everything we do as fun for our participants as possible. Most of the people that we work with are youngsters and the children, and it's really important that they own what they do. So we take as a starting point what their ideas are, what their visions are, what their issues are, whatever, and therefore we think outside of the box as much as possible. And our byline that drives everything we do is changing lives creatively. So we don't have a one-size-fits-all. We love the fact that the youngsters come along, participants come along, and they believe that they know nothing. They believe that they have no idea what they're doing. They come along with their ideas. Now, we know that all we're doing is enabling them, facilitating them to take their steps. We know that we couldn't do it without them. So by the end of it, when you see them blossom, when you see the light going on in their eyes, because they've gone from A to Z, and it's like, oh my goodness, look what I've achieved. It's just fantastic. So it's that organic, creative, outside of the box, we can do this together that just makes it so exciting.
Yeah, and that sort of aligns with another great element about the company is you sort of promote better mental health support through theatre.
Completely.
Yeah.
Absolutely and completely. I mean, many of the young people that have come to us over the years have come because the families have thought that they were quiet, shy, but introverted, needing to be enabled and needing to be supported. So we've grown into an organisation that realises just how important it is to raise that confidence, to raise that self-esteem, to make that safe space where they can have fun, they can learn, they can make new friends, etc. So I would say probably in the last 5 years, alongside elsewhere, the mental health focus has been almost the most important focus. So we've now teamed up with 2 NHS trusts and various child-centred organisations to really be able to create projects, particularly to support all manner of mental health needs, the neurodiverse, etc. And it's just fantastic.
Oh, that sounds amazing. And you sort of mentioned about upholding an organic approach. How does this filter throughout your team and sort of help your students become the best they possibly can?
Well, the joy of the projects in terms of the team is that we've got the most fantastic, and I would say that, wouldn't I? But the most fantastically talented team. Each project, because we tend to work project based, each project draws in particular skills from the team that we need for that particular project, which means that the projects are very organic and very supportive because it isn't dogmatically one size fits all the way, but also because everything that we do is so focused around the needs, the interests and the input of the young people, of the participants. It means that every project is different because we start off with their ideas, and the starting ideas are inevitably going to be different every single time we start. So we start off knowing that we couldn't do without them, but they believe that they know nothing when they join us. They come along, and then by the end of it, as I say, by the end of it, the light's gone on, the fun's been had, the blossoming has started, and then they want to do more, which is even better.
Amazing, yeah. And I'm really interested to know what sort of kick-started your passion for this.
I was very lucky. I strongly believe that there are so many people who do jobs that they don't particularly enjoy. I mean, I'm sure you will agree with me that it's really important to do a job that you have passion for, that you enjoy, and that you develop the skills for. So it's I'd always been interested in theatre. I'd always been interested in performing. I was really lucky, and my first ever work experience was in a theatre. So once I'd looked into what training I could do, I was able to do a creative arts training, and purely by lucky accident, step by step, I've ended up going through and doing different creative arts jobs. So it's somebody very, very, very nice is looking down on me. Because each step that I've taken, I've met some absolutely amazing people, including the most recent, Tony Klinger, who is CEO of Sam Films. And once upon a time, a few years ago, we happened to meet on LinkedIn, and we were sending messages saying, we don't know what we're going to do together, but we have to do something together because our ethos, our methodology was so similar, and that film education is the latest in our ladder of offer to the young people. So we've just launched a national film education programme, which is the latest happy dance that we're doing.
Amazing. Can you tell me a little bit more about that, actually?
So we came up with an idea of being able to do, and in fact, to do a modular-based, young people-based training course that's essentially it's all of the elements that I've already mentioned, ideas that they're coming in with, everything based around the needs and the interests of the participants. But the key thing is that it's all of the elements that you need for the professional training within film. We do something similar for theatre, but in this case for film. And we then have a springboard at the end of it directly into the film industry. So it's work-related learning, but with much more of an organic, participant-centred approach, rather than you go to a college and these are the things you have to learn. It's very much blending in all the things that they'll need to learn, but around what their needs are. So we came to the conclusion that there are two key age groups that are largely left out. The younger ones, because the answer is, but you don't have the experience. Well, how do you get the experience unless you get the chance? So it's the younger ones, and then the over 55s, where again it's you're too old, you don't count anymore. So we focus on those two areas as fantastic talent, but that are unfortunately missed out a lot.
And you're giving them the pathways to break into the industry that's so competitive.
Totally. And Tony's company has hundreds of projects on the go internationally at any one time, and has an A-list archive. So it's I couldn't have been happier than the day that I started having a conversation with him on LinkedIn.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for speaking to me today, and congratulations again.
Thank you very much. We are so delighted about the award.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.